Welcome to Bucket List Careers, the podcast. I'm Krista Laurie. Thanks so much for joining me. Today in studio, I have Lexi Brine with me of Compass. Thanks for coming in, Lexi.
Thanks for having me.
I'm glad we got it together. We've been talking about having you on. You work with Dara, and I see you doing a lot of great things around the community. Plus, you have quite a few pivots in your career evolution. So I know you started in marketing.
Yes.
So walk us through it.
My first job out of college was actually at the Estee Lauder companies. I worked in luxury cosmetics marketing for about 5 years. To be honest, I don't know if I knew what I wanted to do when I graduated from college.
Fair.
But it was a job that, I knew I wanted to be in business. I knew I wanted to be in New York City. I had an internship there before my senior year or junior year in college. I don't remember which. And so I had this opportunity and I took it, and it was glamorous and fun. I got to see Estee Lauder's office, like Estee Lauder herself. Her office is still kept in the exact pristine condition as it was when she worked at the company.
Is that right? Yeah, cool.
So it was just it was interesting. It was cool. It was very female dominated.
Yeah.
And I really liked it. And I jumped right in, and I worked there for about 5 years. I ended up working for Clinique, which is one of Estee Lauder's brands. But I realized at some point that there was no one's job there that I really wanted. There was no career path there that was really exciting to me. I couldn't imagine myself there in 10 or 15 years.
It's good you had that self-awareness, though.
I did. I think I had come to a point where I was thinking about going to business school. I was thinking about what the next step was, and it didn't feel like it was there.
Okay.
And so I actually ended up leaving and working in politics for a brief period. It was during the 2008 election. And I kind of left and went to West Philly and worked for a presidential campaign on the ground, doing kind of community grassroots work. And that's where I decided I wanted to go to law school. And a lot of people there were lawyers. A lot of people there were going to law school. And I kind of realized that business school was not for me, that I actually had a passion potentially in politics, potentially in law. I wasn't quite sure, but I knew that it wasn't business school.
Yeah. So you went to NYU.
So I went to NYU, back to the city.
At that time, can I ask you something? Was that something that you felt like, oh, this is a good enough path for me? Right? Like
law?
Becoming a lawyer. Yeah. Or going into business. I do wonder sometimes if that factors into people's decisions.
Like it was the right thing for me to do because of what other people thought?
Yes, like my father was a lawyer, and I was like, well, I can always be a lawyer, and that will be accepted, right?
Honestly, no, not really.
Okay.
Maybe Estee Lauder a little bit. My dad was in business. I grew up in New York. There was a lot of people connected. So maybe that a little bit, like this makes sense. Like I'm going to move back to the city. I'm going to do something that's in business. Law, no one in my family is a lawyer.
Okay.
It was kind of a weird path. It made sense in terms of my personality, I think. Like my parents were not surprised that I wanted to go to law school.
Got it. Did you have a vision of litigation and
I'm highly
courtrooms?
analytical.
Yeah.
I'm very argumentative, they would say. And even it was interesting. Even I had studied for the test to get into business school, and I did okay. But then I took the test to get into law school, and I did really, really well.
Gotcha.
Like it was just the way my brain, naturally works. And I went to NYU, which was incredible. I actually am one of those people that loved law school, which is rare. I was older. I was much older for law school. I had taken 5 years. Most of my peers were 1, maybe 2 years out of college, or right out of college.
Makes a difference, right?
I was much
more
older,
mature, a little more aware of what you want. Okay.
Yes, and I appreciated being back at school. I think because I had time in the real working world.
Yeah. Okay. So, what was the first firm that you went to after?
I worked at Kirkland & Ellis after, and that I think was a decision that I made because it was maybe good enough, or what everyone else was doing, or maybe just it was what was presented. That's what everyone did. You go to NYU, you get recruited for a top law firm, you go there.
Sure.
I'm not sure that decision was made of my actual intuition or gut.
That's fair. That's fair.
Right.
Yeah. You called it big law.
Big law.
In our prep.
It's a big corporate law firm. I was working in litigation, but I was older for being a first or second year associate. I was turning 30. I was getting married. I was at a really different point in my life than the 23-year-olds that I was working with to some extent. And I loved the work that I did, but I did not feel like the lifestyle and the culture was a great fit for me.
Right. I was going to ask you about that transition because often it's about flexibility. I think you had a family and started to think about, is this a long-term plan for me or not?
Exactly.
Okay,
when
talk
I
to us
left,
about that.
I left, so I got pregnant as a very young associate because, again, I was older, so I was at a different point in my life than, and I left after I had my son. And at that point, truly, I tell this story that there was an associate there at the time when I told them I wasn't coming back from maternity leave who pulled me aside and said, are you sure? Are you sure you want to do this? Because you can't ever come back. Like, I just want you to know you can't ever come back. Not in a mean way. He was trying to be helpful, but he was like, you've worked this hard.
So hard.
You've gotten this far. Maybe you can make it more flexible. Maybe you can do it part-time. Are you sure? And it was one of those times in my career where full body no. Like, this is not for me. I don't want to do this. I know I'm getting off the ride. I know I'm getting off the ladder. I know that I might seem like a complete failure to other people.
Yes.
But I'm okay. This is not for me.
So you made that decision. Now, did you take a bit of a pause with the family?
I stayed home with my son for about a year, and I always knew I wanted to go back.
Yeah.
I actually tried to go back to law, in a more flexible way, not for a big law firm.
Not that particular firm, right?
It's really hard. It was really hard. There were not many opportunities that for someone that wanted to work part-time.
It's getting better, but still.
Yeah, it's hard. And also I hadn't been at the law firm for that long because I got pregnant early.
Yeah.
So it was, and then I knew I wanted to do something law adjacent maybe. I wasn't sure. I had a period in my career where I didn't take a hard pivot. I was really searching, and I was trying to figure out what was right for me.
What were you doing at that time? Did you use a career coach like Dara Assman, perhaps?
No, I wish I'd known
Did
Dara.
Like
I did not know Dara.
Yes,
thank you, Dara. No, I did not know Dara yet. Didn't know.
And we should tell everybody that you
pivoted.
work closely with.
Yes, Dara and I do networking events together in the community. We have an organization called Inc., and we throw networking events and panels and other kind of events to get women in the community together.
And my listener community knows her because she's been on the show a few times. Yeah.
Yes.
So when you were really soul searching, did you use any?
I didn't. You know what I did?
Help? Yeah.
I tried things and I failed.
I like that.
I tried things and I failed, and I tried things.
You're a dive-in person.
I was then. Yeah, I decided, I wanted to work, and I wanted to figure out something that I knew I had a lot to give and a lot to bring, and I wasn't quite sure what to do. I tried for.
What did you do?
I tried for a very brief period to be a legal recruiter. I failed. I was terrible.
Okay, failed is probably not.
I didn't get one deal.
Okay.
Is there another?
So you knew that wasn't right for you.
It wasn't right for me. I also hated it. I didn't like cold calling. I didn't like selling people on law firms when I didn't even like the law firm. I didn't believe in it. It wasn't, that was my first foray into sales, and it didn't. And then I became, and this wasn't a failure, but it was a evolution. I did LSAT tutoring. Okay. For a big tutoring company in the city that works with a lot of private school kids in the city. And I was really good I'm a really good test taker. I'd been really good at the LSAT. And I thought, well, I'm getting paid well. I can do it hourly. It's something I'm naturally good at. I love teaching. And it was great. It was at night a lot, which was really hard for me with two little kids.
Sure.
And it felt like I had more to give. That the getting into law school wasn't necessarily my passion, but it was great. And I did that for about 2.5 years until we moved out here. Okay. And I liked that. And I liked feeling like I worked for myself to some extent. I liked working with people. And so,
but that was not the bucket list
career. That was not the bucket list career. My bucket list career is real estate, which is what I do now, which is I finally landed on once we moved out here. It was really my move with my family.
Yeah.
That
I was going to say, what was the pivotal moment or the aha moment?
It was COVID.
Yeah.
We were here. I wanted to figure out something to do. The LSAT stuff was kind of fading.
Yeah.
And I started gardening because it was COVID. And I grew 7,000 cucumbers. And my husband said to me, you need to get a job. You need to find something. And I wanted to stay local. And I had been enjoying being part of this community. Having moved here, my son was in kindergarten. Even during COVID, I felt part of a community. And
that community is Larchmont, we should
that
say.
community, sorry, is Larchmont, New York.
Like
and
walking your kids to school.
And all of Westchester. I really felt part of, the larger Westchester community, the suburban community.
Yeah, Sound Shore.
Yep. Yeah. And so, then it was kind of a gut instinct. I realized, I was kind of good at sales, but not quite good. I'm good at marketing. I'm good at, it was sort of an amalgamation of like a lot of things I had done.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try. I don't know if I thought it was going to be my dream, but I was like, I'm going to try. I'm going to try this.
So cut to today. You've been doing this for how many years?
6 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're not just selling homes in the Sound Shore community. You also have your own business.
Yeah.
And you say the brand is you.
Yes. I sell myself.
I was asking you, what's the name of the company? You said, well, it's really about people understanding who I am.
Yes.
Because when you hire a broker or when you use a broker, it's about the personality and the trust.
Yes.
So tell me about how you're trying to stand out as a broker using your business.
Yes, I think I use my legal background. I really lean on that. Not that I give legal advice, but I feel like I am a trusted advisor. I am the consultant. I am there to walk people through a really difficult, complicated, emotional process.
Yeah.
And I really lean on what I used or learned in law school and the law firm for that. I also am a marketer, right? If you hire me to sell your home, I'm going to market it and use all the skills that I built at Estee Lauder to
transferring
do so.
Those skills from earlier in your career path.
Exactly. So I think I have a lot of different skills that I bring to the table. And when I say I'm growing my own business, it's because I feel like though I'm at a brokerage and I love Compass, I think each of us is growing their own business in real estate because we work for ourselves. We only get paid when we sell a house. There's no salary. There's no someone to tell you what to do. You have to figure out how to get clients. You have to figure out how to service those clients. You have to figure out how to grow your business or how to grow your business, in what direction, in what place.
Yeah.
And
so
it
seems to me that
entrepreneurial.
Utilizing social media is also really key nowadays.
Yes,
absolutely. So tell me about how you're using it and what you try to do when you're speaking to people, because I've seen some of your videos and you're very open, approachable.
Thank you.
And it really is you.
Yes, because I think I don't think of myself as a salesperson as much as someone that's building a business that I hope attracts the clients to me. I want clients who are attracted to the way that I do business. So what I try to put online is like, this is who I am. This is how I do business. This is how I will service you. This is the skill set I have, and this is who I am as a human. Because at the end of the day, in real estate, it's very personal. It's your home. You're selling your house that you raised your kids in, or you're buying a house that you think you're going to raise your family in, or sadly, a lot of times it's a divorce or someone has passed away, or there are really personal things that drive the decisions in real estate. So I'm a human first, and then I'm a really smart business person too. So I try to get that across in social media and attract the kind of people that might want to work with me.
Yeah, I think that's critical right now. And tell me about the networking. You collaborate with Dara Asman, and I believe you call it Inc. events?
Inc. Yes. It's Inspiration Networking Community. That's how we came up with it. And it was really born of Dara and my friendship. She actually did help me make the decision to become a real estate agent when I was considering it. She was training to become the career coach that she is today, and I was a guinea pig.
Yeah,
and she
also
helped
has
me.
her own pivot story.
And she has her own pivot story, and she helped me
really
think
loves.
through it, and she helped me think through the objections that I have to it. Like, oh, I went to law school, or what are people going to think now that I'm a real estate agent? She helped me kind of think through it.
And also the must-haves, those sorts of things that she wants you to think about.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and we both have a desire to make community, bring people together, help people. And so we started doing these networking events, and people really liked them. A lot of the small businesses in town.
All women.
usually local mothers all over Westchester.
But
People come
various
from
stages.
Chappaqua.
Maybe those that are working, looking for a pivot to more
yes.
purpose, or in a career pause.
Yes, and sometimes it's
back.
networking, sometimes it's a speaker. We've had local business owners who are women talk about that experience.
Yeah.
We've had panels with people who've made career pivots. We've had panels with, all different people, and we've had panels with women who work outside the home specifically, in different industries, attracting, trying to match women with other women who might work in a similar industry and might not know one another.
And why is this so valuable in your mind?
It's building community. That is, I think, what I love most. I mean, that is what attracted me to real estate, I think, in some ways, maybe subconsciously. And it's what I love to do. I am the biggest cheerleader of any woman, mom, starting their own local business, starting to try something new, starting to, jump in like I've done and try something.
Yeah.
And if I can do anything to kind of help or ease it or connect, you never know. You could have one conversation at a networking event that could change the course of your whole career.
100%.
I believe that.
You're a crown fixer. We know this. So what about your nuggets of wisdom? I always ask this at the end of the podcast, the takeaways on finding something that really fuels you professionally.
If you don't know what it is, try something. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to pivot. If I'm a product of very many, as we discussed, so it's okay to pivot a couple times.
It's not okay a linear path necessarily.
It is not. Listen to your intuition. Listen to your gut. Don't listen to the guy that says, if you leave here, you'll never work again. Like, listen to yourself.
Yeah.
I guess those would be you gotta, and some people I think maybe have 1 or 2 jobs their whole life. And then there are some of us that are going to have 5 or 10, and that's okay.
And that's okay. So where should we send people online to learn more about you? Where are you most present?
On Instagram at Lexi Brine.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I know. I love your videos.
Thank you.
And you never did any training for that either. That's just because
No.
a lot of women specifically that I have on this podcast will admit that it's daunting for them to put themselves out there and self-advocate.
It is.
How did you get past that before we go?
I think I've always been a chatter and a talker and a yapper, so
perfect
that's
for a
easy
podcast.
for me. So that's perfect for podcasts, perfect for Instagram. I think it's what you're comfortable with too. Like, I'm comfortable on camera, some people are not, but I think it's a creative outlet. I think of it that way, and I think of it as building community. In the same way that I'm building community is my job, I really feel like I can add value and I can attract people into my community.
Yes.
So I try to focus on that and not so much about like if I said the wrong word or what I look like or what my hair is or that I'm adding value.
And don't worry, you said this to me before we started recording, that you know that there were some people who were saying some not so nice things about maybe some of the videos that you made or the reels. You can't pay attention to it.
You can't.
Just be yourself.
Yes. As long as you feel good about what you're doing, you can't listen to anybody else.
That authenticity always wins.
Yes.
Lexi, I'm so glad we did this. Thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you.
Learned so much. I feel like we could have you back. I sense that you
pivoted
could
so
be a
many
recurring
times.
guest. Maybe I have an idea. You and Dara.
Yes.
That
we would
could
love
be
to.
really fun.
We would love to.
Okay.
Yes.
I love it. We're going to do it. Thanks so much. And thank you for listening. I'm Crystal Laurie. This is Bucket List Careers. Be sure to follow us on social media at Bucket List Careers on all the platforms. Until next time, be well.